Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome once again to my YouTube channel. Esoteric Cloud Surfer here, ready to take a ride in Esoteric Cloud, which is a lighter, less dense, and also vibing on a higher frequency and vibration vehicle that your spirit can use to fly and float, travel to higher, more expanded, wider and wiser realms of reality, so you can have a wider and wiser look, a higher look about yourself and your circumstances, so you can feel lighter and make the best decisions and see further away about yourself and your circumstances as well. So before we start the video, remember to check the link tree, my link tree and Daria's link tree in the description down below. You can support the channel by leaving a like, a subscription, donating to our PayPal, checking our Patreon, wherever. You can book readings as well using that email in the description down below. You can also use that email to donate to my PayPal, esotericsurfer69@gmail.com. It's in the description down below. You will not miss it. A huge shout out to my SoulGroup and to everybody out there changing the world right now. A huge shout out to Archangel Uriel. A huge shout out to my Pokemon Unite team, Unique Stars. And a huge shout out to Miss Taria, my beautiful partner. And let's get this video going. So this video is about nuclear energy. And we're gonna take a quick look, like maybe I'll do this part on another video, the scientific part, to take a look at what nuclear energy is. But basically, nuclear energy is or uses nuclear fission, separation. Like the word fissure, when you have like a fissure in the ground, a big ass canyon, it involves separation, right? So nuclear energy uses the separation of atoms, okay? And why am I talking about this on a spiritual channel? Because everything that we do physically, everything that we think and feel, every idea, every invention that we do physically, emotionally, and mentally, we have done it first spiritually, all right? And even scientists, hold on, some air, even scientists, or some scientists know that. That's why they say every life came out of water. That's why they say every life is stardust, right? And that's actually a point I want to use on another video. So if every life comes out of water and every life is basically stardust, that means that stars are water, right? And coming back to the point, yeah, nuclear energy, exactly, infinitely. So nuclear energy involves the fission of atoms, and I'm here on my spiritual channel talking about this because that technology was inspired, or whoever came with that idea did that spiritually first, right? And that is a ritual and spell, a movement, a way to be or to think that we all can use. And right now, not right now, but the shadow government, they, right, what people call they in conspiracy theory, they use this energy on the people, or they use this method on the people, right? And a very easy way to relate is with that saying of divide and conquer, right? And so they generate energy to use in your house and in your devices by separating atoms, and they get energy to fulfill their esoteric house and devices, their esoteric mentality, how they see themselves, how they see their group, their soul group, what they want to achieve, what they already achieve and want to maintain, right? Or things they want to change, things they want to direct people in a certain way, or they want to direct themselves in a certain way, right? So they use this to collect energy as well, to create energy, because you can collect energy from this as well. And not going too deep into the mechanics of this, we'll jump already into some examples so you can see this in reality. So divide and conquer, right? And separation of atoms. And on the science part of this, you have the nucleus of the atoms composed by protons and neutrons. My English is not my native language, so I might not get those terms right, but right now I think I'm talking about them right. So the protons and the neutrons are in the center of the atom, and the electrons are outside of the atom, right? And the atom itself is just a representation. It just means it's just a representation of how it's not the spirit, it represents how the spirit works. It maintains empty space, neutrons, and positive charge, things that you hold on dear to yourself, closer, and it keeps electrons, because electricity is also just about communication and change. So basically the electrons represent the spiritual natures that spirit wants to change. That's why it expressed it, right? But that's for another video as well. So the nucleus of the atom is represented by the community, on the people, a group, a culture, a common cause, a common goal, a common objective, right? A sense of union, a sense of we all live in the same world, a sense of we all brothers and sisters, right? Because that's very natural, especially to humans, right? And even to some animals and to everything, right? That's how you exist. Two people came together to create a new one. And so we give off a lot of energy, motivation, passion, frustration, love to coming together, to being united, to doing things together, partying, teamwork makes the dream work. Like, I don't need to go further on that. We love and we use a lot of energy into that. And then they separate us, the shadow government separates the masses in order to break that bond and collect energy from it, right? And how they do that? Physically speaking, there is a lot of ways. Football clubs, right? Many people, they fight, physically speaking, because they are from different football clubs, right? Political parties. You have people that don't speak with each other or hate each other because they have different political beliefs. One of the biggest ways to separate the masses, religion. You have literally huge as wars backed and supported by difference in religion, in religious views. Right now we have scientific and spirituality opposing each other, which shouldn't be like that. It's really, I mean, it's easier to understand how they don't clash than it's easier to understand how they come together, but alright. And we have the separation by color, right? When racism was super strong. Separation by class, and especially because Mercury is in Taurus right now, that's very important, because they're going to create more ways to separate you, because the rich, and there is literally programs to separate rich from the poor. So the rich people, physically speaking, they don't have to remind themselves that poor people exist, or they don't have to feel that way. But that's on their little La La Land world, right? So there is many ways that humanity, the communities, are separated. Even from place of origin. Many people, they live in the same city, but my ancestors are from Africa. My ancestors are from Asia. So fuck you, or you don't understand me. You know, things like that, right? And all of that creates energy. All of that creates more parts of the system, more pieces of the puzzle, because there can be more political parties if people are separated. There can be more football clubs if people are more separated. There can be more war. There can be more people, instead of supporting each other, they kind of undermine each other, so they need somebody else, aka the government, to come and unify them, right? So that's pretty much it, guys. All right, it's just like nuclear energy, the fission of atoms, they do it with the people, they do it with y'all, okay? So don't do that, don't separate because of them, because of whatever agendas they throw out there. Do that for personal reasons, to uphold and clean your space, to feel lighter, because you went from an old space to a new space, so you can carry old people or friends, you know. And that's it, guys. I'm just feeling I could be a bit more precise, a bit more clear in the message, but I think I was. Nuclear energy, separating. I have a last point, it's very good. Separating atoms to obtain energy, nuclear energy on the people, separating people in order to accumulate, in order to produce energy. And fun fact is that the atomic fusion, the way supposedly stars work according to scientific views, it's way more powerful than fission, the separation of atoms. So when we join atoms together, it generates more energy than when we separate atoms. But we, or the scientists, don't know how to do that yet. And that's an example to show you that they don't want people to come together, because that's infinitely, exponentially more powerful than separating people. So all we need is a strong connection. It's not a lot of people or a lot of different groups coming together. We need people coming together with a strong connection, what they call strong force and weak force. The force that upholds atoms, the nucleus together, and the weak force, it's what upholds the electron together with the core of the atom. So what we need is those type of strong forces, right? And that's way more powerful than any force that's trying to fizz, trying to create a fissure, trying to separate. All right? And that's it, guys. Just to remind you that they, wherever they are, that group of spirits, whoever is in control of the government right now, and how you know many governments are controlled by the same mentality, because they do the same thing. Bible, democracy, voting, same sports. Some countries even have the same culture in food and what they eat or what they drink, what they smoke, whatever, right? Marriage, relationship stuff, how they do relationships and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. Look out for your soul group. Create more energy by fusing with the right people, places, and things. And don't let the external world or an external people, place, and thing make you separate or divide and conquer you and the ones around you and the ones that think in the same way as you and the ones that are in the same frequency and vibration as you. All right? So, you know, nuclear energy, it's used in atoms and in the people, but fusion energy is way more powerful, so let's do it. Shout out to my soul group and to everybody changing the world right now. And huge shout out to my beautiful partner, Miss Taria. Until the next time, I wish that you love yourself. I wish that you at least try to love the world, because you don't need to love the world. Sometimes you need to hate the world, but even when you hate the world, you need to be going into the world. You need to experience, because that will create more things towards your way. So try to love the world, keep open to all possibilities, but love yourself and hate those bastards. Until the next time, see you soon.